Oh, well, let's get this live. Let me get this live. Get this live together, honey. Honey bun, bun, bun. Girl, what the fuck that calling me? Girl, honey bun. Honey bun, bun, bun. Girl. Girl, Miss Wig is bushy, girl. Girl, Miss Wig is bushy. Girl, stop being bushy. Okay. Hey. Now, this video is not super serious. But, I'm trying to make light of a serious situation. So, I know these are serious times where we can't just walk around being mad all the time. Okay. So we can have serious conversations without, just making ourselves miserable. So let's do the preamble to the Constitution. Preamble to the Constitution. Preamble to the Constitution. That's all the preamble to the Constitution says. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States. So, what does the Constitution say? Because that's left to interpretation. The Constitution. I can't read that. I can't read that either. Can't read that. So is there one that we actually could read the full Constitution? We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure the domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. And so I'm sitting here reading over this document, and I'm wondering if when they say it protects, when it says we the people, who is it really talking about? Like, is we the people really the population? I mean, I'm sure when the Constitution was written, people that looked like me didn't matter because we weren't considered human beings. So we the people was definitely white people. But I think somewhere they say, where does the phrase life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness come from? Declaration of Independence was signed, loyal Americans, one mindset. Like, okay, so let me see the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence Bitch, I can't read this shit. Mm-mm. These ain't no good copies. We in the court of human events become necessary. Uh-uh. Yeah, that's General Congress assembled. Where is the Declaration of Independence? Wait, hold on. I was trying to read one of the original pieces. Hey, Aaron. I was trying to read one of the original Declaration of Independence. So, so we already know when they wrote the Constitution, black people was still considered three-fifths of a person. So they was definitely talking about white people when they were saying we the people, because we wasn't considered people then. Declaration of Independence. So I'm trying to. What year was the Declaration of Independence written? 1823. So I'm trying to figure out during the Declaration of Independence. Wait, the Declaration of Independence, largely written by Thomas Jefferson, was drafted between June 11th and the 28th, 1776, and adopted by the Constitutional Congress on July 14th, 1776. So, so was the Declaration of Independence written before the Constitution? Wait a minute, hold on. So there was 1776. What year was the Constitution written? Oh, the Constitution was signed in 1787. Okay, 1787. So the Declaration of Independence came before the Constitution. I thought the Constitution came before the Declaration of Independence, but I guess that was the independence from Britain, right? So, needless to say, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, black people were still considered three-fifths of a person. So we're not the we the people, we're not the we the people they was talking about. Trans people, we had been erased just like now. So, we wasn't a part of the we the people either. Declaration of the read the Declaration of Independence. When in course of human events, it becomes necessary for one to dissolve the political bands which have connected them to one another, and to assume among the powers of the earth that separate an equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the cause which impel them to the separation. Is this how this bitch was written originally? Because I'm going to have to Google the word impel. To assume among the powers of the earth that separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinion of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. Right. And honestly and truly, that's where it gets to, because mankind kind of, but not. So like that's really tricky because some people say that they are like a humanoid likeness, And they are, some people say that they are the knockoff. And so mankind, kind of, but not really, like, but requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men, again, not black people, not queer people, not women, that all men, this is exclusively talking about white men because at the time white men were the only ones that were considered to be human men. That all men are created equal, that they are endowed with, that they're endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted amongst men, deriving their own just powers from the consent of the governed. To secure these rights, governments are instituted amongst men. So I guess governments are instituted amongst these white men, deriving from their just powers, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. So the ones that are being governed are giving consent to the governments to be instituted and have this power. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. So the question is, who are the people? This is a question that's very important. Who are the people? I think we need clarity because they constantly telling us who's a man and who's a woman and who will never be this no matter how many chemicals they put into their body. The question is, who are the people? Because that really has not been clear since this paperwork was drawn up. Because right here it says, we hold these truths to be self evident that all men were created equal. Now, if you're saying that men is supposed to include women, then if we're created equal, what need is there for a binary? What need is there to say you go over here and you go over here if we are equal, if we are all the same? So the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence definitely needs to be revamped because if all men are created equal, and by saying all men, you're including, like in the Bible when they say and man this and the man did and the man, they said that they're supposed to include women. So I'm assuming that the Declaration of Independence is including women when it says that all men are created equal, because that's why women were given the right to vote and the right to serve in the military, because all humans are created equal. And so if all men are created equal and we are endowed by the creator with certain inalienable rights, among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And so that's whatever that looks like for the individual. Anyway, to secure these rights, I already read that. Okay. Well, I'm going to read that again, though. To secure these rights, the governments are instituted amongst men, deriving from their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people. Who is the people? You gotta know who the people is. I need y'all to say who the people is because we don't know. To alter or abolish it. Because it seemed like the people is the 1%. Because the 1% is the ones taking action. It seemed like the people is the Republicans. It's giving me the people is the Republicans and the 1%. Because that's the ones who really making the changes and making things different. So it says the people have the right to alter or abolish it and institute new government. It says that the people have the right to alter or abolish it and institute new government. Well, how can the people do that without going to jail? How can the people do that without going to prison? How can the people do that without losing their jobs? How can the people do this without not being rejected by colleges for standing up and protest? Like, because now the colleges done started checking if people have a prison record from participating in protests. So how are the people supposed to abolish and alter if the people are too oppressed to do anything to stand up against the government? How are the people? How do people do that? Do the people do that through the electoral process? And let me explain something to you. How do the people put in candidates? How do the people put in candidates that can be elected and that could actually get into these positions if the people are not receiving the support of the 1%? Like if the 1% is mainly worried about their businesses and their bank accounts growing, how can the people change all of this when the power of the military and all that might is being puppeteered by the 1%? Like how do like cause so again the question becomes, who are the people? Because even the ones that came over here and started America, it wasn't no broke men, it was wealthy men. It was wealthy men who had resources and had the support of royals and nobles. And so again, who are the people? Are we considered people? That's a serious question. Laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem mostly like to affect their safety and happiness. Mm. And to institute new